Hello, this is Emo News, and today we are meeting with the independent candidate for the Wesley constituency. Stay tuned as we speak to Clint Rolle as he tells us about his plans for the Wesley constituency. Tell us about Clint Rolle.
Okay, I'm Clint Rolle. I was born in Wesley. I was born specifically in a place called Bottom Wesley. I grew up here. I went to primary school here. I went to the St. Andrews High School. And when I got out, I got into the workforce. I worked at the Banana Corporation for about 4 years in the first stint. And then I traveled to the US, where I got involved in telecommunications. I came back to Dominica. At that time, it wasn't the DBMC again, it was DBLP. I got involved with them for about 2 years. And after, the money was kind of small, so I decided to go into the huckster trade, which I did. I was 2002, come up to 2014. And there was a gap. I went back to the US again. And I came back here in 2019, which I got involved in farming, heavy farming. Yeah, because we have a lot of land like that, so yeah. And I've been in farming I've been always in farming, but this time around I did more. The other things I do, I'm in the trade business where we buy produce from farmers, especially in the Woodfordale area. We ship to Barbados indirectly. We ship to Martinique indirectly. We ship to Antigua indirectly and directly. We ship to St. Martin indirectly and Anguilla. And we are now going to do Tortola directly. So you can pretty much say I'm a Wesley man. I'm a Dominican.
So, Mr. Rolle, you have decided to go up as an independent candidate for the Wesley constituency. Why did you decide to do that?
To be honest with you, I didn't plan on doing it. I will say that I'm from a UWP background. I've been following that party since the year was 1995. Hello. So I kind of listened to what they were saying in terms of electoral reforms and all that thing. And I kind of understand the reason why they didn't want to partake in this election. I really understand it. But it didn't dawn on me until last Tuesday. A couple of my friends from Rosa came up and we had that conversation. A simple conversation. What was about to happen? We was about to have a government that was not elected. We was about to have a government that would be nominated. There are upsides to it from the government point, but there are plenty downsides to it to the populace. And one of the downsides would be, usually, all my life, I've known governments to be voted in. So that would mean that if you're voted in, you would have a responsibility towards the populace. But now, you pay your $500 and you enter. It's like you go to Creole Festival. You're not obligated to the populace. Yes, you will come out and do one or two things. Yes, I understand, but you're not going to really stand. But you're not going to really owe us any explanation. And that I thought was a bad move, so I decided to enter.
What are your plans for the Wesley constituency?
And what is a lot, but there are some major ones that will help to change the landscape of the village I'm from, or the community, or Dominica on a whole. And that one would be to refit the economy, including agriculture. To me, if he doesn't have that, we're nowhere. I mean, it's clear to see Dominica is lagging behind. I mean, everybody is, people just there, you know. People have the drive to agriculture-wise from the state. The state does not promote it properly. The way they want to address farmers is not good. I can use example. The party in power, what they do is come around, especially in Wesley, and they give you 1 bag, 2 bags of fertilizer. I mean, let's be real. What kind of farmer can sustain anything on 1 bag or 2 bags of fertilizer? And even if they don't get that, what kind of farmer can sustain his agriculture by depending on a minister? You see where I'm coming from? So that in itself needs to be changed, agriculture-wise. On the other hand, you have people that are not versed in agriculture. They're into the tourism sector, the hospitality area. They are not enough. Okay, give the government that. They said they make some monies available for small business, but how difficult it is for young people to access that money, to put it in place. It will be difficult because we already have an economy. So they make it difficult. That's how I see it. If there was an economy, they would have made it easier, accessible to the young people. But they fix it properly so we can never engage. That's it. So we need to go that way. They're boasting about tourism. Yes, the people come here from overseas, but the young people can never find that traction. Because everything here, there's no problem with small business, you know. But we honestly, we really cannot get into small business with a small mind. You have to create something to attract people. And if you cannot do that, it doesn't make any sense. So what you see now, or pilot would come around, no problem about that. I would walk down the road from time to time, and you would see like a barbecue grill pop up on the side of the road there. That's not what we're looking for. That's not what we're looking for. So the big question would be, why is it that Dominicans and people from Wesley, Woodfordale, Palm Tree, could leave Dominica and go Antigua and pick up a job and even open businesses, the same kind of business they want to do here. They cannot do it here, but they can go over there. The only reason why that happens is because those governments over there, they make it available. They make it easy for you to, to be around and to have it going for yourself. We're not having that in Dominica. And I will see it coming anytime soon. I really don't want to be somebody crying and complaining. To every problem, you should have a fix to it. So here's my fix. Over the years, I've been hearing about people saying that an independent candidate like myself cannot do anything for their society. I beg to differ. For me, anytime you enter Parliament as an independent candidate, or any candidate, and you tell yourself that you're mediocre, that's how it's going to be from day one until whenever. You're going to have a mediocre conversation. You're going to feel that that group over there governs you. Well, for me, it's different. For me, is come election night, the people of Wesley, Palm Tree, Woodfordale put me in there. I will be in the house, and I can push. Like I said to Randy the other night, I'm not the kind of person who bows the head. I'm a bold person. And just in case there are people who think they could override me, just think again. I will come out there and I'll push for agriculture. I'll push for the youth. I'll push for the hospitality area in my area, I'll push for those things because these are what we really need to get going. And by pushing for them, the public will hear me. The government on the other side, the leading party, if they make it there, they will have to answer. Because come 5 years down the road, or 3 years or 2 years, whatever the case is, they're gonna come back to this society to ask for a vote. Yeah, you understand? So that would be my area. I'd really want to do it as an independent candidate, just to make sure. I'm gonna try my best to stay independent.
What are your views on electoral reform?
That's an easy question. If you look at the Caribbean, Antigua, Barbados, St. Lucia, all the others, they invest in electoral reforms. They invest so much that some of the governments that push it got burnt by it because it came back to haunt them. You know. So for Dominica, it shouldn't be anything less. And there are things that happen in the election which I don't support. I don't think people living overseas should come back here and vote. I'll leave that for the people here under the system to decide who they want. And for the people, while I'm at it, the people who does that or continue to do it, it says a lot about you. It says that you doesn't really understand your worth. And I'll tell you how. You left Dominica and you went away. And the reason why you left Dominica and go away is because the system in place had no place for you. It did not accommodate you. So you had to go away. And some of you have done well for yourselves. But yet, you keep coming back every 5 years now, 3 years down the road. I understand some of them are going to come. And you're going to come to put a system back in place that will not accommodate you. So where do we go from here? Now you got to ask yourself that question. Where do we go from here? You can see, I mean, back then, every 5 years, Dominica. Okay, so a few years ago, every 5 years, Dominicans had the opportunity to decide the fate of a party in government. So we would say, okay, they came in this last 5 years, they had it rough, but maybe they mean good, so let's give them another 5 years to see what they're gonna do. Come on, Dominicans. This is 22 years of the same old, if you want to call it trash, the same thing, over and over again. You're living every day in mediocrity. And every 5 years, they come back to you. Nowadays, they have a term, they give you a cool out. I mean, it's a sin. It's a sin to see Dominicans wait in red clothes, man. Waiting to receive $100, $200, a cool out. That is not the Dominica I grew up in. Let's fix it for the younger generation that comes. It's not good.
We have been hearing talk of an international airport for the past 20 years. And the international airport is supposed to be located at Wesley. What are your views about that?
Yeah, well, remember I told you in the beginning, I'm involved in the trade business. So which means I travel a lot. A lot. The record will show that. Now, I have seen reconstructions of international airports. I can use example, Antigua. I have seen total constructions of international airports. Example, St. Vincent. And I've never seen bit too, you know, but I've never seen an international airport has all that drama to build. You understand? And I can say for the record, any amount of Dominicans would say that he is foolish, it's no problems. I'll say for the record, I honestly do not believe any airport is going to be built in Wesley. Okay, I'm no technician about airports, you know. I'm just a person who has an IQ. I'm not dumb. And I know when I lose, and I know when I win. And whatever is happening over there has its pluses and it has its minuses. But like I said, I drive around, I pick up produce from the same people, and let me tell you something, they're all crying, and they cry in the same tear. You understand? It's only now they realize the mistake they made. And we come to that. Wesley is a place where you have a lot of educated people. A lot. I mean, I can use examples to you. My former principal, David Edwards. My neighbor just over there, Melbourne Phillip. Darwin Telemac. Those guys are people who found themselves up there. I mean, Commonwealth, Secretariat, you know, some of them work with other agencies worldwide. And these people are the people, I mean, you cannot, honestly, you cannot produce cake and expect to have pudding. It's just funny. So these people are people, what do you think made them? The same work and sweat from their parents. Their parents hardly went to school, but they did it, and they could come back in this day to educate the uneducated, the less fortunate. And they did. Some of us didn't like it, but see what happened. We went along, and we took the deal from the state. I mean, I could use myself. I have a piece of land in the Bottom Wesley area. I took a loan at the Margaret Credit Union somewhere in the year 2008, 9, but yeah. And the same valuator who did the value for it then for the credit union is doing it now for the government. And it's appalling. You understand? The way they treat people. I mean, who can accommodate a person or a state actor or whatever it is? Who would agree for 70, 80 years ago, your parents, your great-grandparents or your great-great-grandparents purchases a piece of land, and in this day and age, instead of the value of the land appreciate, it depreciates. You understand? And some of the people from my community fell for it. Because why? The government just told them, okay, we're going to build a house for you. So now, yeah, they're in a house. But the question is, where is their land paper? They want their land paper so they can go to the bank and get a student loan or a medical loan or a loan to add on a piece on the house. Look, I'm even hearing now, how you say it, alleged? I'm hearing now that allegedly that they cannot make any attachments to the houses. The only people that could do it would be Argos. So I'm saying all that to say that we have been fooled 100%. Not me in particular, because I would never fall for it. But the majority of the people have been fooled. They have been played with. I'm telling you, give me a chance. I can speak very well. I'm not scared. I can speak on your behalf. We can force them. So by the next election, when they come back around, they cannot say they didn't give you what is yours. Because as it is, the house you're living in, it's not really yours.
How is the campaign going for you thus far?
Oh, fine. I'm a, I'm a Wesley man. I'm a trading person. I operate in the West area. I operate in the Woodford area, which means to say, I meet people every day. We communicate every day. We talk about politics every day. You know, I hear the cries of people, especially farmers, housewives. I hear them every day. Some of them are labor rights and they're crying down their pal rep. They doesn't see him, stuff like that. Or he fooled them, stuff like that, you know. For me, going into the homes, especially where they claim is their base, is no problem. Because why? For the last few years, I'm the person bringing sugar to the homes. I'm the person bringing bread to the homes. I'm the person bringing oil to the homes. I'm the person bringing snacks for the kids. Why? Because I buy from them. So they all know me. So going back now to them is no issue. It's no problems. It's a fair game. I have nothing wrong to say about my pal rep. Is my pal rep? I have no issues, no qualms about him. He has his role to play. I have my role to play. And that's it.
Why should Wesley, Woodford Hill, and Palm Tree people vote for you?
They should vote for a person they see all the time. They should vote for somebody who is an equal. They should vote for somebody who has their interests. That's it.
What message would you like to send out to the residents of the Wesley constituency?
Okay. I know that Wesley is split, the Labour, UWP, and for the younger people who will vote for the first time, I can say outright, they are undecided. For the Labourites and the UWPites, I want to tell you guys, think properly. Think developmental, think that way, because what we have now is not a system where we can move up the ladder. We are stuck somewhere. We're not going forward. So think developmental. And when I say that, I want to say something that will complement, because I've been getting some flack for it, but I think it's the right thing. Let's just say, election night, the independent candidates pull it off. Let's just say that. My move would not be one of the moves to grab onto power, no. What I would lobby for on behalf of all Dominicans is to put Dominica as an interim state and allow for sensible people to prevail and fix the problems in Dominica. If 6 months, 9 months, whatever it is, fix the issues and then put Dominica back to elections where we can have a comfortable elections like I know it. To me, that is what I'm up against. If it doesn't work out that way, I could fight for you differently. But all I'm asking is, think developmental.
Any final comments?
Okay. Statewide, I'd really, be it we have a Labour government again, be it we have an independent government as a new thing, or whatever the case is, I'd really want whoever in the leadership or in the government to run this place to look into the things that God gave us. Number one, water. God has blessed us with water. I have no problems with the present government, the present party in government, or they're not there no more, but I have no problems with them building a house for somebody. But yes, you build a house for me, and I don't have a job, then I can't buy a bed, and I can't buy a table, and I can't buy a stove. So I have to continue begging you. But like I said, water. God bless us with that. Why don't we get smart about it? Why don't we put the country in debt to buy ourselves 2 proper tankers and do bulk water to the islands in the upper Caribbean? Why don't we use those monies for free education, for free health care, assistance to farmers? Why don't we do that? That would be a more logical thing to think about. Building a house, yes, is fine. Sending my son on a education parade is okay, but try to channel the resources better so we can have better returns. Try to channel the resources in a way that we can stand out and not have other agencies around the world trying to cripple us. Look at our conditions now. All the banks leaving. You think they're just leaving? No. International regulations that are more than us causing them to leave. You know what's going to happen? Eventually, Dominica will be left with one bank. And that one bank will be a pariah on Dominicans. We will now have to think about investing our money in buying safety boxes for our home. Because when the regulation starts, we will have problems, and we have a lot of problems. The banks or the state itself might want to infiltrate your bank account and take your money. We didn't cater for that. But because you don't run the country properly, that is what we're going to end up with. Today is not a day for us to be talking garbage about who is red and who is blue and yellow and white, like myself. Today is a day, or this is a time for us to really look at what is about to affect us and see how we can change it to suit ourselves, to suit the region and the international at the same time. That's where we need to go. That's how I see it. Others may beg to differ, but I honestly don't think I'm wrong. I think I'm on the ball. Come December 6th, I'm expecting the people of Wesley to turn up peacefully. I'm expecting the people of Wesley Constituency, which includes Wesley, Palm Tree, Woodfordale, to turn up peacefully and go out there and express your civic right. Your civic right to choose better for you, your country, and the people we will leave behind when we die. Let us not tie it up for the youth. Remember, back in the day, our parents used an axe to clear land. They never envisaged, that's why they cut the trees down. They never envisaged in this day that their great-grandchildren would come with an axe to cut the tree down. They would expect that as time goes by, man would create something to cut trees down easier than an axe. Let's go with that. Let's take that to the poll booth. Remember that. Think futuristic. Stop thinking about party. Think futuristic.